Every move I make is like a calculated step. We some players not talking poker, but playing with them decks. Slice a bitch, so I'm standing there with a clip that is erect. Disrespect and get some holes in your chest. Yo. 420 Kids live direct and in effect. Oklahoma City bound to D-Town is going down. What's happening? Knowledge is key. Dirty Mac, and what's happening?
Yo,
yes, sir, man, what's going down? I see you up and at it early this Sunday morning. You heard me? And tonight's episode, we got Kanye West interview with Piers Morgan. We're going to talk about Blackface and the family of Jaheim McMillan. The police killing in Gulfport. The teenager got shot in the head by the police. We're not sure if the police, if the team was unarmed or what. So we're waiting for the footage. So we're gonna give y'all a little insight, little video article about the Kanye West interview.
Well, that's interesting. So
ask another question.
Well, yeah, let me ask you on that. So you just said something very inflammatory about President Biden. It will, as you know, offend a lot of people, and it will particularly offend people who work in mental health. You say you should not use a word like retarded, but you say that because you yourself have had mental health issues, that entitles you to use that kind of word as an insult. Now, I would say that's an arguable point.
I've had my issue is I've had mental health allegations.
Every genius they call crazy. Catch me with my commentary ideas, I'm prophet.
Do you believe that you have any form of mental illness?
I believe that I suffered from exhaustion. I suffered from being lied to constantly by the people around me. And I believe those things can drive anyone to a point of maximum exhaustion. But I also believe that I'm extremely brilliant and I'm here to make the world a better place. And I'm tired of the left media trying to pick on me. And y'all picked on me enough, and y'all finally touched the person that's not gonna take it anymore. And that's part of the reason why I'm on Uncensored, because what they'd like is for me to be quiet. Interesting thing about racism and cancel culture, it's kind of similar, right? Racism works on itself. I can go into the Gucci store at age 18 and I just assume that people think that I'm about to steal, so I buy more things. With cancel culture, when I brought Marilyn Manson on stage with me when he was dealing with allegations, my stepbrother Marilyn was canceling himself.
Ye is not mentally ill, he's very intelligent.
So many people comment on my White Lives Matter t-shirt. There's people who are saying right there in Fashion Week, when are you going home? I'm so afraid. People thought I was going to cancel myself. I'm not going to cancel myself. I'm going to keep on delivering what I feel, because guess what? It's very split opinions, by the way. If I talk to a black person that makes under $1 million a year, they really relate to the George Floyd comments and feel hurt that I would even bring it up and question the approach. They have multiple documentaries on the death of JFK, but we're just supposed to believe this one media outlet version that preyed on our trauma and our pain. And then if I talk to rich black people or white people, Jew or Catholic or atheist, they're really into the Jewish media comment because it affects their business interests.
Okay, well, look,
and it was really interesting.
Let me just pick you up on a report.
Do you have friends that were killed by police officers? Do you have friends that were locked up? Do you have friends? Do you have people aborting half your race? No. So I am the black person with the black experience that's worth $11 billion and is the most influential person.
Hey, oh, Jesus, man. Y'all listening to Jesus? Knowledge, man. What you think about Jesus, man?
hey, bro. I think you talk about what he was on a whole lot. From the finances, say this is classism. I mean, he basically broke that down. If you're a Nubian person making less than $1 million a year, you feel heartfelt about what he said about George Floyd. First of all, I mean, it didn't have no basis. It was some straight up bullshit what he said, regardless of how he put it on there. They got it on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is what it is. Now, the richer black, of course, they want to distance themselves. But in between that, really what he shined the light on to me the most is that you can say whatever you want to say about people like us, but the moment you say something about Jews, people go to apologizing, take it back, and he didn't even say nothing big, you know, not nothing too big, bro. Give us some in depth on what you think about it.
Like I say, you know, I always say that classism is destroying the African American community worser than racism, or just about as bad, because the systematic planned annihilation or genocide. And so a lot of the issues we see, he keeps referring to as $11 billion. And I think it was real insensitive to talk about, because he's only playing the race card now because some of his deals didn't cash in the way he wanted. So like I say, it's a sensitive topic no matter how much fucking money you got. You know, like I said, I think YouTube, all these things have a nigger bashing algorithm. You hear me? You can say what you want to about blacks, but you can't even say something that's true about the Jewish community, because they're gonna automatically get up here and apologize. But you see, there's no demanding an apology for George Floyd's family, you know. And it's a lot of conspiracy theories about the whole narrative. You know, obviously you've seen George Chauvin, or whatever the fuck his name is, sit on George Floyd's neck for about 9.5 minutes. You know, we be talking about a crick in the neck. But so that was very insensitive to say things like that. And it's often passed off as free thinking.
So
go ahead.
Yeah, so question. So if this was a European American that there was footage on, if this was a Jew and a police officer put they knee in their neck, and you just reverse it, because what said about the Jews was not something where people should take offense or a sensitive topic. But if somebody's laying on the ground and you got your knee and they screaming for their mama, that's some whole different realm of shit. So what would have actually happened to him if he would have spoke on a Jewish person being killed like that and said, "For Biden's son," and he said, "Well, shit, he was on cocaine." You know, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, they would have been demonizing him. You see what he's saying about just the Jewish community, about them exploiting the African American community in movies and music, and as well as The Voice. You hear me? They on the media stations. We often talk about the rap music. We demonize that, but my thing, we won't stand up to white supremacy and demonize it. So now he's in a situation where he has $11 billion. You see how hey, Ice Cube was probably like, he turned on the motherfucking news. He said, what the fuck this bitch ass nigga? Why this so bitch ass nigga say my name? You heard me? He said he took the cue from Ice Cube about the anti-Semitic remarks, and he gonna finish what he started after all of the allegations. You see, they tried to white man him, white ball him. Hey man, I often diagnose it as a mental health thing, because I think he said that he's diagnosed with mental health. So basically, he's straddling the fence on saying anything he wants. And I believe that you have $11 billion. How much more attention or notoriety do you need? So once again, that was very insensitive to talk about a topic such as race. But then again, it's very insensitive for the fucking Democratic Party to push this Black Lives Matter narrative and steal all the fucking money and not give the blacks the whole motherfucking narrative that you were pushing. It was just like Colin Kaepernick. When he started kneeling for the injustice of black people getting killed all across the globe for police killings, what did they do? They moved the goalposts. They said he's disrespecting the flag. So you're dealing with people who's going to move the goalposts. It ain't no wrong or right. It's just you can't talk about us. You can destroy yourselves, though. You can get on here and say whatever you want to about each other. But God damn it, don't you challenge the power structure. What he was saying, shit like, oh, we are the Semitic people. You hear me? So things of that nature is very. And I'm not even talking about Kanye West, because he got his money. He can risk his money. You know, everybody think he's supposed to risk his money and stand up for us. When we don't stand, we got to stand up and talk about the injustices going on in our community. And not only when they tell us it's right, oh, they turn on the switch. Okay, yeah, now you talk about it. Black Lives Matter now. Oh, we marching and shit. You hear me? Marching. But that's just my piece on it. I think the whole Black Lives Matter thing was they tricked us again. We've been hoodwinked, bamboozled. You hear me? Gentrification is going on all across the globe. But shit, you know, they own the land. So actually giving the indigenous people their just due, because technically we are African Americans, are the indigenous people to this land. So and to Jerusalem. It's like they come in and take over everything, and it's my toys, my rules. So that's what I got to say about that, man. So kudos to Kanye. I think he's having a mental health breakdown. He's saying a lot of bullshit, but that part of the stuff that he was saying about the 1% of the music industry that's affecting the African Americans, these aren't racial injustices as a whole. He's talking about the musicians, the rappers, the artists that are in the movies and industry, the movie industry and the music industry. Like I say, this is less than 1%. So with that being said, the topics about race now that Gap is pulling your contracts, Chase, Adidas, now it's we again. We man, fuck all that. He's and I think it's more of a classism thing than racism thing, because like I said, how many black faces do you see in the Billionaires Club? So with that being said, we're going right into this next little video clip.
As you may have heard, NBC Today host Megyn Kelly's show was canceled this past week following her on-air remarks expressing acceptance of blackface. It's a racist show business practice most of us thought was long gone. But as Maurice Dubois is about to tell us, blackface has a long history in our country. And we caution you, his report unavoidably includes many offensive and disturbing images.
It happens all too frequently, often at Halloween, but not exclusively.
They thought it was a joke, but it really just was not funny at all.
For example, 2 years ago in Maplewood, New Jersey.
Her daughter posted this photo of herself and a friend in blackface.
The two girls had no idea what blackface was or the history of it.
The history of blackface is long and complex and deeply ingrained in our culture.
Who was that lady I saw you with this afternoon?
That was no lady. That was my wife.
Even Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd blacked up.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Not Bugs Bunny. Not Bugs Bunny.
For more than 100 years, white and then black performers wore dark makeup and created not only a popular theatrical form, but stereotypes that are still with us today.
This makes you uncomfortable, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It does make me feel uncomfortable to talk about these things because they are incredibly disturbing and revolting.
Eric Lott, a professor at the Graduate Center of the City University of New York, says blackface represents a strange mix of envy, fascination, desire, and fear.
Explain the fear part to me. What are these white performers, what are these white people afraid of?
They're afraid of black groups, mobs, rising up and taking the power.
Minstrel shows began in the 1830s, and white performers used burnt cork or later black grease paint. Minstrelsy eventually became the most popular form of entertainment in the country.
Ah, yes.
I asked Margot Jefferson, the Pulitzer Prize-winning critic, to look at some images from the New York Public Library.
The shininess of the black against the big white clown's mouth, the hat, the overlong tailcoat, mocking. It always gives me the jolt that racist history does. Blackface is so tied to comedy, to people enjoying themselves, to people having fun, that rattles you still more.
Well, Mr. Tambo, you seem to be enjoying yourself this evening.
Enjoying myself? I sure is.
White minstrel performers claimed that what they did on stage was based on their perceptions
of black people and how they entertain. And so even before rap music, they were plagiarizing and stealing our culture and taking it over. Now, while I don't mind people borrowing facets of our culture, but taking it over totally, I have a problem with that. And why you think they don't want you to talk about it? Apologize, Kanye. You can't talk about us coming in and stealing your culture, entire culture, profiting off of us getting $9 out of $10 off of something that you created. You can't talk about that. Get back on here and talk about the rappers, the niggers. You can nigger bash all day. You hear me? So that's very unfortunate that we as parents get on here and continue to ridicule and tear down our black youth. But I guess we're too busy being pay rents, which paying rent, we're not actually being mothers and fathers to our children. Because like I said, we're constantly blaming our kids for this systematic planned annihilation, which is genocide. Look up the definition of genocide. It's nothing to do with black on black crime. Look up the definition so we can further begin to understand what is going on right in front of our eyes. Just like they use Stephen A. Smith and them fuck niggas to tear down all the blacks. They do shit. They hire us to do shit we can't do. They can't do it anymore. It's this fucking colorblind shit going on in America. Oh, everybody's colorblind. So they can't get down there and tear us down like that. So they gonna hire a motherfucker that look like us to do it. You hear me? And right now, we demonize our kids until it's our kids that's in trouble. You hear me? We think this, our kids is in trouble. Now it's something. Oh man, just like Kanye with the race car. They pulling your 11 billion. They pulling some of your money off the $11 billion. Now, hey, we black again. It's we now. But you constantly keep iterating that you're the richest black man in America. You have $11 billion. But when they start taking some of your money, the Jewish people start taking some of your contracts and your money. Now it's we again. We. So I'm tired of motherfuckers straddling the fence, man. Either you standing for real issues that are pertaining to our people, Or you just flossing? Oh, I got money, so my motherfucking what I say has more value than what you're talking about because I have fucking money. This is what I'm talking about. Classism issues in the African American. Because you got money, that mean whatever the fuck you say is right? Fuck no. What world is you living in? What that has nothing to do with politics, nothing to do with education, community development, social development, as well as military development. Because you better believe it, just as fast as you can build it, somebody is going to want to take it. And this is the African American experience all across the globe. We built up Africa for these motherfucking Arabs and the white people to come colonize it. We built up America. We're the indigenous people to America. Colonize the same thing with Asia. Just do the history. History doesn't start 500 years ago. We got to keep digging. When you start digging, you keep getting 500 feet. The water gonna be tasting that. You get about 1,500 feet, you'll get to that fresh water. So history is derived of two words. It's his story. My story, which is a mystery to me, we don't understand. We don't know about it. You know why? Because they're still teaching our kids in 2022, African American culture begins with slavery. Yet there's no outcry for this. But it's an outcry about our young adults, black males, and women getting on here talking about the trials and tribulations of the African American experience. Why the good people, they're acting like this, they got on blinders or something. I guess they got money, so they're not affiliated with these problems anymore. The problems of the African American experience. This is why they often don't affiliate themselves with the African American experience, because they have money. So the race thing, like I say, where's he circulating that 11? Any one of those billions in Chicago? Ain't this dude from Chicago? Yet they want to go, I'm from the streets, I'm from the rough. But man, get that shit out of here. Not now. This shit is so lost and forgotten about. So I say classism issues, because right now, African Americans, we have the money to support ourselves, to build a community, a safe community, an educated community. But the classism issues is destroying us because we think we're better than people who have lack of accessibility. So how can we get up here and talk about the Jewish community? In their defense, if we got that narrative, because that's how they saying shit. Your $11 billion ain't shit to them. You know, that's just the fact of the matter. That $11 billion ain't shit to them. They own this shit. So, like I said, if you're better than the rest of the African American community because you have $11 billion and what you say goes, we should listen to you because you have $11 billion. What about that narrative? Hey, Kanye, shut the fuck up and get back to work. You didn't have to talk to her like that, Luther. She said, shut the fuck up and get back to work. Are we gonna cut your money down? Kanye, you got this mental health shit going on. You see, this cancel culture is real. Goddamn. They basically cancel out the entire African American culture. They teach us with slavery. We didn't do shit. If you look in the movies, in the slave movies, you see who was doing all the building, who was doing all the farming, who was doing all. They wasn't doing shit but collecting their fucking proceeds. Same thing they doing in the fucking music industry right now in the movies, exploiting niggas and shit. And these fuck niggas is getting on TV, turn down the kids. Bitch ass niggas don't got nothing to say about that though. Oh, it's cool when Charleston White do it. Bitch ass niggas don't got nothing to say about that. You hear me? Maybe you gotta call a nigga a bitch ass nigga to get his attention, because the issues that we sleep about in the African American culture. Oh, I got money. I'm doing it. I'm me, nigga. Fuck you. Me. It's about me. Community values. See, you impoverish motherfuckers and you fuck them up. They have a lack of resources. Now they get some money. So now the narrative is painted. Man. We really have to come to these think tanks and start expressing ourselves and really growing, because the pains of growing it's really imperative that we learn to teach ourselves about financial literacy. We have to circulate money between our people, money amongst us to take care of future generations. So if you don't give a fuck about your kids and your offspring and the future generations, keep giving these motherfucking Asians all your motherfucking money at the hair store, our black women. Keep giving up. Keep spending your money with everybody else except people who look like you. And then you're going to get up here talking about some shit like you doing something. When you go outside, the fact of the matter is you ain't seeing nobody who looks like you. Congratulations if you made it out of the Shark Tank. You hear me? That's good. But talking about issues, only way you can really change issues to me is you can provide some type of financial literacy or income. You have to provide jobs. You hear me now? Now these dudes, they provide jobs, but shit, like I say, who is we? Which is our community. So I see the Nipsey Hustles, the T.I.s, these motherfuckers going up there acting like they talking to kids. You ain't doing shit. You ain't. How can you change a motherfucker's life by talking to them? You can influence them. That's about it. How can you change their lives economically, educationally, politically? How could you change their lives in the community, the stuff that's surrounding the lower impoverished kids, not just beyond blacks, white kids, Mexicans? It's poorest 1% of the country with money. Then you have the middle class, and then you have the impoverished people. And technically, if you look at statistics, it's a crime to be poor. So, hey man, do you know it's people in prison for a motherfucking joint? It's people in prison for a joint. Yeah, sitting in the cell because of a joint. You hear me? Because they don't have money to pay them. It's a crime to be poor in America. So if you got money, give yourselves a round of applause. Because we're doing a lot of popping, motherfucker. Now, Kanye, he got 11 billion. He own like a motherfucker. He own. But one thing about America is we have the best dressed poverty. You hear me? Motherfucker be in the $250,000 house, brand new ass car, broke in the bitch. You hear me? Because he got a credit score. You hear me? And debt, credit. You got good credit just to get in debt? No, who gets good credit just so you can get in debt? We have to make our money work for us. We have to keep it circulating. Just look in the suburbs. You got Lowe's, you got Home Depot, you got alignment shops, you got Super Walmart. Corporate America's taking over all of the resources. White, black, Mexican, Asian, corporate America. We are slaves to corporate America. This monetary system. Hey man, so we might not be able to see the fascism that's going on right now, but it's big bank take little bank to simplify it. Big bank take little bank. And these motherfuckers is so greedy that hey, they coming for everything. So in closing, man, just as far as about the blackface, I think these artists, when they start getting money, they start playing whiteface. Just like these white people was getting in trouble for playing blackface. God damn it, it's time for these motherfuckers to do the same goddamn thing. Nigga, you niggas up here playing this whiteface shit. Man, fuck all that. Now you want to talk about issues that's pertaining. Oh, now it's we again. We, nigga, where the fuck you been? Motherfuckers ain't, I mean, you're a musician, you're a talented musician. And we'll leave it at that. And designer, but goddamn, as far as, man, the brother's going through a mental health breakdown. It's not only him. It's that money shit. He got $11 billion. You give most people $1 million and they will kill themselves. Technically, they will destroy themselves. And if they don't, they will be in prison, probably with the IRS for tax evasion. So this money, all money gives you more of an accessibility to destroy yourself. So you give people that already has mental health conditions, you can increase their finances, which makes their environment better. Money makes your environment better. There's no doubt about that. But the mentality right now, we got to learn financial literacy in the African-American community because we don't see anything the matter with the Asian community exploiting billions of dollars out of our pockets that should be going into our. We don't see anything the matter with the Jewish people exploiting us. You hear me? We don't see anything the matter with that. We want to get up here and, man, shut the fuck up, Kanye. Say you're sorry, Kanye. You see how they did Nick Cannon? They took his own show. They doing motherfucking niggas like this. They taking their music. They taking all their creative juices in building fortresses. And we built America for free. We built this music industry. We don't mind being exploited. And then we act like this killing and shit. It's shit. It's got to be some type of goddamn spiritual awakeness. Shit. Everybody else running around here killing. Everybody else running around here with a military. The Chinese people got a military. They got an Air Force. They got a Navy. The Russians got a Navy. Shit. The Iranians got a Navy. But niggas, we're too godly. I get it. Hey, to each his own. But we have to stop thinking as an individual and have to start thinking as a collective order, one accord, one agenda. Because until then, these are war tactics to divide and conquer us. So the gangs. What's the difference between Islam and Christianity? I'm in the say we about to damn near, man, people they so burnt up behind this religion because who was the people dying in the story? Who was all the people in the Bible dying? Getting killed, and God said it was good. What color was those people? African Americans don't see anything the matter with us praising them in the image of God. This is a white image of God. I'm not questioning what you believe. Believe what you like. It's your belief system. It's not about knowledge. It's about belief. Belief doesn't have to be factual. Or the word is faith. The faith in the unknown. I'm going to just close my eyes and drive. No, I want to see. We got to believe in the living God, the creator God. So we have to use these abilities to create a narrative, a heaven on earth. Why do we have to die before we get our heaven? No, we have to create our heaven on earth because we're living in hellish conditions. Hellenism is the word that's defined as the adoption of ancient Greek culture and customs. So we're living in hell because we don't know ourselves. We have adopted these people, customs, and culture. If you don't understand that, we speak English. So we're blaming the puppets. We should be blaming the puppet masters. And we should be, what our argument should be is not about the musicians portraying the narrative that their masters or employers are making them work. They're making them do this. So you can't go to Burger King and start talking about McDonald's. They don't sell Big Macs here. They sell Whoppers here. So you got to sell Whoppers. Yeah, man. So in closing with that, it was just like I say, the blackface, man, we got to start getting on these motherfuckers' ass playing the white face. And that's cool if you want to play the white face. Because just like when the white people was playing blackface, they were infatuated with African American music, so they were imitating it, shucking and jiving, samboing, and all that shit. Is flattery. It's the highest form of flattery. Imitation is the highest form of flattery, but at the same time they demonize it. So I think what we should be worrying about is getting control of our music. But if they can get us to hate it, they can get us to hate it. So why would we ever worrying about getting control of it? Because they get us to hate it while they exploit it. Knowledge is key. What's going on?
What's up, guy?
Right, bro.
Oh yeah, man. Say, hey, look, shit. I want to add to that no person enslaves a useless person. Even a man, if he kidnaps a woman and hold her hostage, he wants sex from her. It's something that he wants from that person. So this whole experience that we're seeing with the Kanye West's, the different judgments that are being made, a square business unfoundly are taking place strictly based on the potential of a people. So we got to quit thinking that we niggas, we black, that we don't know who we are. All this above. Like, it's time to upgrade and elevate shit. And with that being said, tonight we got something amazing for y'all on the show, man. We're gonna dig definitely into this Candace Owens, which is who Kanye West documentary that he brought up with the George Floyd. We're gonna tap into all of that, man, tonight. It's gonna be a great show, man. In closing, shit, knowledge key. 420, Dirty Mac. What's popping?
All right, that's right. All right, appreciate that insight, brother. Appreciate that insight. And next, we're going on to the family of Jaheim McMillan. The police had killed their kid, shot him in the head. I think it's in Gulfport, Mississippi, if I'm not mistaken. And they're saying that the teen had a gun, but they won't release the body footage. You know, the camera footage. We know what that means. Because if the black man had a gun, they wouldn't hesitate to put that shit in the guy on TV, because they love to paint us in a derogative image, why they exploit and steal everything we got. Just look at the Atlantic slave trade.
Gulfport, Mississippi, police shot and killed 15-year-old Jaheim McMillan. His family, they want answers, and some of that may come when police release the body cam footage of the shooting. Witnesses say that McMillan was walking out of a store when the officers shot him. Police say the teen had a gun. Witnesses say he was unarmed. The conflicting stories pushed protesters to demand that police have transparency by releasing the body cam footage taken the day that he was shot. Now, on Saturday, Black Lives Matter Mississippi and the Mississippi Rising Coalition held a rally to demand justice for Jaheim. Mississippi Public Safety Director Sean Tindall says footage will be released to the public once the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation analyzes the footage. Civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump and Jaheim's mother, Katrina Mateen, are here joining us right now. I'm glad to have both of you here. First of all, Ms. Mateen, sorry for your son's loss. All too often we have to talk to mothers like yourself in these situations. First and foremost, again, this took place 2 weeks ago. How were you alerted as to what took place between Gulfport police and your son on that fateful day?
A friend of the family called me and said that my son has been shot.
Obviously, it is still a lot to deal with. You are in the midst of having to plan his funeral for this weekend. I want to pull up Ben Crump now, and Ms. Mateen, I'll give you an opportunity to certainly gather yourself. And it's very difficult, obviously, to have to talk about these shootings when it's still so fresh and you still haven't buried your son. Ben Crump, I'm trying to understand, for them to say that they're waiting to analyze the footage, it happened 2 weeks ago. How long does it take to analyze body cam footage?
You know, Roland, as I watched Katrina just agonize over this tragedy, her 15-year-old son killed by the very people who are supposed to protect and serve her. We know, Roland, this is the playbook. They delay in hopes that people will forget about it and they can sweep it under the rug. But thank God for Katrina, her family, and the activists demanding transparency. We're going to file a public records lawsuit to release the video. Now, states like Mississippi and Alabama, their Supreme Courts fight to say you don't get any transparency, but they cannot deny people like you, Roland, and us continuing to fight in the court of public opinion to say, if you have nothing to hide, why don't you release the video?
How much is that going on across our community? See, we so busy at the base, popping, they act like we got something. I got some cars, I got some. We don't got no generational wealth. We got to go to these people for jobs, for housing, for everything. And then because, like I say, we're systematically left out. Now, the ones who've made it out and out of the Shark Tank, kudos and salute. You're very successful and congratulations. But this is the Minority Report. We're talking about the majority. Jews don't base their success off of the Minority Report. They base the perception off of the majority. So it's a small little select few of us that have reached significant achievement and success in America as far as the celebrity status. We have the rich and the famous, and then we have the high middle class. You know, we're doing the best, but then you have the majority, the base, the bottom. All my issues that I'm going to talk, we're not talking about the people who made it out or this at the top of the pyramid. Kanye, come on. You got 11 billion, bro. I'm a firm believer that money doesn't solve your problems. It's just a tool of accessibility that you can use to your favor or you can use it against you. So, like I say, the base of the problems of the African-American base, the problems that we're faced with, the racism, the killings, the lack of accessibility to healthcare, finances, schooling, and a number of other things. Planned whatever they call it, where they're killing 50% of the population. They giving African-American children. I know we have to go to the doctor and hear shit like this, you know, since you're black. Like, goddamn, sis, we really got the biggest dicks around this motherfucker, the best physiques and all that shit. But since you're black, you have a higher chance of having high blood pressure. Goddamn, I don't be wondering. I'm sitting here arguing. My man sends me out of it. But we too busy playing whiteface. It's not only these motherfuckers that's in the industry playing whiteface, bro. We all running around here playing whiteface. Like again, I said, how can we address issues to our bosses, our masters? How can you address issues to your employer? So in closing, man, they have killed our spirit has been broken, man. They have killed the spirit of independence. Matter of fact, we think success is being around them. This is no racial hatred intended. This is to inform, not to insult. I'm cool with everybody. I got white partners, black partners, Mexican partners, all that shit, Asian partners. But goddamn it, that don't mean that you sit here and exploit me. Goddamn, fuck all that. We ain't cool like that. Fuck you, shit. Straight up. And that's my piece. Like I say, y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all here pulling up, fucking with us. So y'all have a blessed day.